So, I guess we're just starting, no introductions, but we are back, guys, and we are with Treats After Tricks and Pollo on what is this?
Crab leg.
The crab with the tower. Oh wait, I lied. That's a zone.
Zones. Yeah,
Can
we
you
are
tell,
looking
guys?
at.
I'm really like my eyesight peak perfection.
Well, I get you there because I definitely, before we went in here, I grabbed my glasses because I knew that may be a problem. So I'm totally feeling you here. No surprise there. We are seeing that Reef
Mhm.
Slider come out and three already down on the side of Pollo. They're getting a bit of their own medicine based on those last two games that they had that we were just watching in semis. So they're already being pushed back. This can be a very unforgiving mode, especially as it pertains to range here. So two down on the side of Pollo, but also a few members going down in Treats After Tricks, but they're very much so tempering themselves, making sure that they're not staggering. So we have Jared here alone. That was kind of their fate. They were in a 1v3 there. We actually what are the no, those are splat dualies, so they do have the crab. For a second I thought I was looking at some dapples. I was like, no way we see
That
double
would be
reef
really
slider.
silly.
That's nasty behavior. But noticeably, Treats After Tricks is breaking that streak of having a bubble on their team, instead opting to have that S blast with the Booyah bomb there, but all falls in the face of the Reslider. Even though they go down immediately, they have done their mission by capping the zone and making it tougher for Pollo to get those points on the board. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle, even if they aren't going to down like they are there, make that three with only their roller being up. They're still going to have a tough time against that Reef Slider, which will be able to stop their push at any time they want, as long as they're alive and they've got Reef Slider.
And we will see Treats After Tricks still holding on to Stone. However, this manga does get a pick from one of them. An attempt to get another, will they? They don't, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
and
they do
of
get down here.
no, we see manga, I think, on that carbon actually,
Mm-hmm.
having switched off of the
The roller.
V roller. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking about before how we saw a change like in Tristrike Tuesday Roller Edition, as we were joking about before. I think that's why we have Sweet here.
That's
As an
me.
honor to the bubble there, not roller edition, bubble edition rather,
Oh,
because this is
listen.
zones, this is tower, and both
The
love to
bubble.
see that bubble there. Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
bubble no more, instead opting to pick that Azuka option. But you know I said rollers take are given an inch and they take a mile, but if you don't give them that inch, then what are they going to do with that? Already checked Leaf, especially having this is exactly where you want to be if you are a splatling. You can see everything
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
happening.
They see everything, guys. I fear. It's their favorite spot on this wonderful map. Two
Yeah,
down on Pollo, and the time is ticking for them.
yeah, and the time has sufficiently ticked. It's just not enough, and they're able to keep that for the whole time. I believe that is a win for Treats After Tricks pretty decisively. Pollo having a lot of trouble, um, even really contesting them. So they're gonna have to figure out what it was that gave them a hard time. We do see that fist bump there, and how it is they can maybe change up their comp, change up their mindset, or change whatever needs to be changed in order for them to win in tower ship shape.
We're back here again, guys. I love it. I love to see it. Tower
But I
Yippee.
think, yeah, we're looking at tower this time. I think last time we were here, we were looking at
On zone.
zones.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate. Obviously, this is tower, so you are still gonna want that bubble, but
Mm-hmm.
bubble maybe not necessarily as
Good.
obviously effective as it is in, say, a zones, where it can just really make it so difficult
Block.
to approach. But yeah,
Okay. I see you treats after tricks. Candy apple cookie? Yeah, I know what you guys are. I'm personally Shadow Milk, but I need him. Anyways, back to the real game. What are your thoughts on Tower Ship Shape, Sasu?
power ship shape. It seems like this is like oops all what's the word? Oops all snowballs because
Fair,
it can
yeah.
be yeah, here you can get I mean it's not as bad maybe as a haggle, but when you get to a certain point, like I feel like if you're able to get to that third checkpoint, like you're already really in their nostrils, like you're in there like swimwear, and it's really
Mhm.
tough to contest that as defenders. So really I'm hoping to see the aggression right off the top from both of these teams because if you let that tower go too far, um, it's going to get nasty real quick. We are seeing these loadouts here. I think we've switched back to the V roller, so we
Cool.
have that bubble back. I'm sure you're happy to hear that, sweet.
I am. It's very exciting. And then on Treats After Tricks, they did get in with their S Blast and Sheen. So that's exciting.
Yes, we do have a switch to a machine as well as a T-Tech I don't think we had before. So we're going to have
An
that.
early wipeout already. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Shocker.
remember what I was saying about you don't want to go down immediately, right? Here because it can
Well,
be
I guess that
so
already
brutal.
happened.
Yeah, and those tri-strikes coming out, taking up that space so that they can stop this very early push, even with two of their own members going down. We have Wavebreaker kind of keeping this space, mowing those people down, saying you guys need to back up, but they're gonna have to be careful. Also, with them having this Neo machine, not only do they have the Zuka, of course, they also have that point sensor, which is going to be super helpful against that roller that they know is on the other team and maybe gave them a little bit of trouble. So they're going to say, "Hey, we're going to know where they are at all times, and
All
even
times.
if I go down, they're still point censored. My team still knows where they are." So yeah, even I think they weren't able to get staggered two down on the side of Pollo, but it almost seems like they're very zombie coded. They just keep coming back because
I
despite
know.
all those
Yeah.
people going down, three down on the side of Treats After Tricks, doesn't it feel almost as though Treats After Tricks, despite getting these picks, it's like they're not getting much value after it. It seems like Pollo just keeps coming back and just starts their push over, like over and over again.
I mean, it's a very tight lead right now. It's by one, and we're only at this like high 70s. So hopefully, we'll see some more lead, bigger lead. Two down on Pollo, one on Treats After Tricks. They were attempting to. Are they attempting to push? But it's. I have no. That tower is just going back
Everybody is
and forth.
attempting to push. It's just, I feel like
It's
at
it's just
this
getting
point,
contested.
yeah, but I think with three down, the contest has found
Mhm,
its winner here.
mhm.
So Treats After Tricks gonna have to kind of push back there. Uh they're gonna be having a hard time. Of course, you have that V roller camping under that drop, so they cannot go under there without killing that roller first, who has their bubble. And is probably going to use that to take up that space. We do see that Pollo has made that more space in that lead, but of course, 61 still not that much. They have broken through that checkpoint there, which Treats After Tricks has yet to do. So Treats After Tricks has lost their plat essentially. That's a lot of aggression they had to deal with. They're gonna have to regroup, figure out what space they can take and how to get the members down. Because remember, I was talking about how snowbally here can be,
Mhm.
they're doing just exactly what they have to do with getting all of those picks three down on the side of Pollo because any further, and that could have been really bad.
It is. Well, Tower's going back to mid, and Treats After Tricks will be continuing to ride it to their first check? Not first, or am I second? I might be
Uh,
lying. I'm pretty sure that's the first one.
I think, yeah, they're heading. Well, it's not really going to matter. Too many of their
Yeah,
members go
I mean,
down, so we're already switching like who's being able to hold here. And now when we're in this court, it's I feel going to really go down to special use and also who wins these 1v1s. You have two AoE weapons camping underneath here between this wiper and that roller, but Leaf kind of letting jumps come in so that they could ambush them from behind, but it just doesn't work out. And now Treats After Tricks already heading to their first checkpoint and breaking through it pretty decisively, using those Tristrikes to stagger those kind of out. But with that wipe, they're able to put the kibosh on that push. And quite frankly, I don't think there's enough time to get into mid. There's 13 seconds left.
yeah. Unfortunately, Koyo will be just holding tower here, and that's pretty much game in like 2-1. Yeah, there we go.
Lots of back and forth in that game. But honestly, interestingly enough, even though we were seeing that back and forth and both teams were pretty deadlocked, nobody made it to a checkpoint 3 or quite frankly even close to one. It did, I don't know, it kind of felt like a lot of that game was in Pollo's hands to me.
It was. Yeah, I agree. This now brings us to Zone's Mahi. Oh my god. What are your thoughts? Because this
I would
wonderful
argue you
series
as a
has had
Tetra
a
player,
ton
I
of
want to hear what you
controversy.
have to say. Sorry, I'm talking over you a little bit there.
It's okay.
Continue.
It's okay.
Finish your thought.
Oh no, I was gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on this controversial map that
Yeah. Are
yeah.
you, I'm assuming you're a big fan as a former Tetra
Really?
player.
Really? I
Oh, oh
I actually
no.
don't really like it as much as like people might think of me too. Green likes this, our wonderful Tio. I don't like it as much as him though. So
Not even with Tetras.
not even I don't know. Like like it's too small in my opinion. I don't really like it. It's cramped and it's like really easy to get locked out. And if you don't calm down and if your team doesn't get a grip, yeah, your chances of like getting out kind of hard.
I'm inclined to agree with you there, sweet. I think that for I often say this is one of the map modes where you really have to avoid an immediate wipe.
Absolutely.
You cannot afford that initial wipe. I think that there are other map modes, like if we do end up going to Zones Marlin, which I hope for both teams we do not have to, for the sake of good gameplay and seeing these teams go back and forth. Of course, I love a game 5, but I wouldn't want to be them on Spot Zones Marlin, but I think you can afford an immediate wipe on a place like Spot Zones Marlin that you cannot afford on Zones Mahi. That drop can be very lethal, especially both teams. I think Pollo is the one that has their kind of
Roller.
double AoE with the roller and the wiper, but they've switched off the wiper, opting instead for that crab on splash, as well as a standard Zuka on that shot. Other team, no surprise there. We're seeing the Reef Slider. This is a place where Reef Slider is very strong, with very little follow-up from your team, can cap the entire zone there. Already several specials
Oh,
on the side of Pollo, but they have effectively lost all of them with not even a delayed, but a strong wipe. And we were just saying, what did we just say?
wipes in like very early game, not the best on this. They do take down that crab though with that Zuka. Is
Yeah, the
right?
Zuka, I call the Zuka the great equalizer because, like, as much as we both said, oh, like, you don't want to wipe, use it, Zuka. Zuka moment. Like Zuka's like
Yeah,
when you're playing
Zuka.
rock paper scissors with your annoying friend and they pick gun. Like
You're so right. Yeah, that's Zuka in a nutshell, I fear.
it's just so powerful and it just deletes everything. But like we said, don't immediately wipe because as you can see, Treats After Tricks, who did achieve that wipe, has held on to the zone this entire time. But now with that Zuka coming out, great equalizer, able to put that into neutral, making it tough for them to drop their two down on the side of Pollo and Treats After Tricks. They did lose zone, but it seems as though they're trying to clean up their mistake there and having their teammates go back in. Uh, Nene here on a bit of a tirade, but they are stopped by this pencil here as well as that crab. Three down on the side of Treats After Tricks. So even though they were trying to manage that, they are now the ones having to move back and they're stuck in their spawn up against an active Zuka. As well as cooler teammates and a crab that will be coming up online if their splash is able to live that. So going down to 60 already, just about halfway through the game. Remember, Pollo did not have any penalty points, if I'm not mistaken, to speak of. So they're going to be able to make it through these penalties fairly quickly, already getting down to a 37 and then some. But of course, we've got the reef slider with no follow up. So that's going to go back into the side of Pollo. And, you know, Treats After Tricks with already two down, they're going to have to drop and run quickly if they don't want to see this lead swap, which is going to happen. They're going to have to run and rush zone and capitalize off of that initial push. But three going down, they got great equalized
And
by the
that thing,
Zuka.
that switch up, actually crazy.
You know,
Oh, I did not
don't
expect
call it a
that.
comeback. Yeah, they really came from behind there. And we're able to say, yeah, we got wiped, but that's the thing. When you've got a lead switch, um,
On Mahi too.
and you
Oh,
know, yeah, Pollo, they just really they really ate through that and
they did.
when the
I
other
honestly don't
team
have any words to say.
it was definitely some amazing gameplay there from Pollo and Pollo now I believe at match sort of a set point if they are able to win this. I believe this is finals, so they will be your champions. So they're going to have to lock in for tower control Mako. But if you're Treats After Tricks, you're going to have to figure out what it is that you've done wrong that made it so that victory was able to escape your hands in that last game. They really had it, but they dropped it there at the end. So, you know, I'm sure they're regrouping, looking at what it is, but they don't unfortunately have the momentum on their side. So they're gonna have a lot of work to do to figure out what it is they need to do to win this next game.
Who knows? Maybe it could be another reverse sweep where we go to game 5 on Zone's Marlin. Delightful.
Ooh. Well, now if you're Treats After Tricks, you're gonna want to see that Zones Marlin, right? So
Yeah.
as much as I said I wouldn't want to if it's them, sometimes you just don't have that luxury. So
Do it.
you
The
know,
last two games of today, and then everyone's free, so we can all, I don't know, do things.
all go about our lives, but you
Yeah.
know, I'm glad we get to see these games, and I'm glad that like it might be really close because as much as it's like, yeah, you can go home, it's done, everybody, you know, it won't
No,
drag
this is
as long.
exciting. This is enjoyable. We're all here for a reason.
I think that like a game 5, trust me, I think there was another tourney I was commentating for that was
Oh.
supposed to go for like just over an hour that ended up going for 3 because of
Oh,
constant game 5s.
seriously? Oh my
Every
god.
single set went game 5 with the exception of one. So I have
Oh.
learned to both fear and love a game 5 here. So Definitely very interesting. Pollo, we're seeing a pretty standard this is feeling like a very standard meta comp. Like it's kind of like, well, I guess we've seen less machine lately, but it's feeling
Yeah.
very textbook meta with that cooler and that shot. But they're saying, listen, we've got our shot, we have kind of our meta comp too with this S Blast. S Blast, I feel, has been definitely in the conversation more as it's been entering the meta with Booyah Bomb getting its buffs. Definitely been seeing it more in top level here, so not surprising. But it seems as though Treats After Tricks, they said we are not taking any prisoners. We need to force this game five. It has been aggression, aggression. They see someone, they are shooting, they are fighting. You see Funky here on this T-Tech going down to, once again, the great equalizer. We have that Trizuka on the side of Pollo. They're saying, enough. You can't like wipe and fight us like this immediately. Let's try and get all these picks we can so we can start on our own push to down on the side of Treats After Tricks. And with Cooler and Booyah from Pollo. They are trying to get in a push of their own.
S Blast on the left side, trying to get some picks on the tower. Treats After Tricks will be taking tower just for a little bit to get it out of their ledge and back to mid, hopefully.
Yeah,
um,
of note is that also Pollo, some of these members are definitely going to need the paint. They're not necessarily like paint starved. You do have two shooters there to put that down, but that machine and especially that roller is going to want that paint down. So the fact that they're going up against this edit, which definitely probably has like the best paint equity on the board right now. Also, interestingly enough, we're not seeing any pencils from either of those teams. Treats After Tricks has been able to really mobilize themselves to get started back on that push, get several members down, and they're already down to 12 and really skirmishing and fighting here to see what they can do to get as many people down as possible. Unfortunately, whiffing that Zuka. And now Pollo is positioning themselves to try and get several people down, but there's not enough paint on that floor. I was just talking about paint before, and I think that three down and
they do get the KO here. Oh my god. That was a
abs-
really fast match from Treats After Tricks. They couldn't take it. The voices got to them and they locked in.
absolutely. I think like
Don't die, don't
sometimes
die.
when
We have one more.
listen, the game was so good. Maybe
It is. You're
sometimes the
right.
game's so good you die. Like
That's true. You can't deny.
yeah,
And
I
this
think
does take us to Zone's Marlin, the dreaded Game 5 of Gold Bracket in Tristrike Tuesdays. Number 21, I think.
contain your enthusiasm.
My enthusiasm is very high right now, guys. Can you tell? I know. I'm great at this.
Yeah, honestly, I would not have it any other way. We have this game 5 because quite frankly, I think that a sweep gold bracket is kind of anticlimactic. It's like,
It
all
is.
right, well, they
It
won,
really
everybody
is.
go home. Like it's kind of more exciting that both teams have really especially in this particular order, we have Treats After Tricks stopping the momentum from Pollo in a pretty decisive game. They had control over Mako Mart Tower for most of the game. So now that they've stopped that momentum, they don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, we've lost this many games straight. Are we going to lose again? They have a bit of confidence, but Pollo knows that they've won twice in a row. So they can look at that last game and say that was a fluke, lock in. We won those 2 games in a row. Like, we know we can beat them. So this is actually a very exciting way that this is shaking out with such such to me, a lot of people like Zone's Marlin. I can't stand the cursed bowl, as I call it. It's just a big old bowl
First
that
bowl.
everybody.
I have never heard anyone like. You should go on elaborate on this idea.
Marlin, very bowl shaped. Like the sides are very high up, and then you have this dip down at a lower
Actually, yeah, I see
elevation.
it. I see
Yeah,
it.
that everybody has to drop into unless maybe you are a long-ranged backline, which nobody here is. And of course, you also have these propellers, these spinners here that make you go up and down. And especially me, who plays a lot of splatlings, very frustrating to have something just turn into a wall randomly. But already two down on both sides. It seems as though there's a lot of skirmishing. Like I said before, I don't think you have to super worry about immediately wiping here with the whole propeller gimmick on this particular map. Uh, you don't have to worry about ledges because it can become a ledge, it can stop being a ledge. But honestly, with Jared popping that bubble there, that makes it very difficult for treats after tricks to really drop and deal with that. It takes up a lot of space already. Tristrike's coming out in an attempt to get those space. It seems as though someone is behind them from the other team. Of course, it is Monga on that roller, always ever behind you. They no longer have that point sensor to figure out where manga is to keep them marked. So manga just kind of getting two really on a tirade here and making sure that they're able to push treats after tricks back, but already down to 17. So again, treats after tricks is going to have to mobilize, and this is going to be hard.
Oh,
Already
there's a
down to
disconnect.
and there's a
Um,
DC that is
oh,
absolutely tragic. We were just talking about how you want to see a game five,
and that
but
was really
not like
short.
this. Not
Oh,
like this. Ooh,
that
that
was
is
not game five. We weren't
very
anticipating
tough.
this at all.
Yeah,
But
I didn't necessarily catch when that DC happened, but
it happened very late. Like I think around like
yeah,
10-ish seconds left, maybe.
I think it was definitely already very late, but we don't know if
Yeah.
there were maybe connection problems leading up to that that could have made that tough. That is a tough break, unfortunately, for Treats After Tricks. My heart goes out to you personally,
And
because that's just, you
it's
want to play your
sad.
best.
It's tragic.
Yeah, you want to make it close and play your best and have a really solid game, but unfortunately, it's called the Cursed Bowl for a reason, by me only. So, super unfortunate game five, but not so unfortunate for Pollo, who are your champions, winning Splat Zones Marlin. I'm sure not necessarily in the way that they may have wanted to either, or maybe they're psyched and they say, hey, um, we're glad to see it. A gold medal is a gold medal, but either way, both teams played well. It was great to see this gameplay, and
Mhm.
congratulations to Pollo.
And that will wrap Tri-Strike Tuesday number 21, guys. That was really exciting and fun to commentate and be a part of. Um, I hope both or all teams actually get the rest they rightfully deserve, and we'll hope to see you the next time because
Yeah,
you're the best, and you should definitely come by again.
yeah, but before we leave, Sweet, where can the people find you online if they want to keep up with you?
Oh my god, please, please talk to me. I love talking to people. You can find me on Inkweed on Twitter because I don't use X. And then let me see. It's also Inkweed for Instagram. And you can always just type in Sweet Ink in Discord and send me a DM. I literally love talking to people. But yeah, what about you, Sasu?
You can find me at Sasu in your pants on basically all social media. No, that's SASUIN, the letter UR, pants.
Hmm? You know
Um,
what? That's a good username. I really like that.
Thank you so much. It's branding because it's my Instagram. It's my I don't really use Twitter anymore. That is my Twitter, my Blue Sky, Discord, and anything else I'm on. If Sasu in your pants is on it, then I've got it. So you can check me out there. But it was fantastic commentating with you, Sweet. Fantastic seeing both of these teams here. But that's going to do it for Tristrike Tuesdays number 21. Thank you, audience, and thank you, Green, also for TOing and streaming for us. Always thank your streamers. Fantastic job. And thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Bye.